Okay, thank you all for watching that, Now, here's a letter of response from Sky themselves. I won't read the whole thing. It starts, "Hello, Dom." Now, I'll summarise. The programme looks stunning. It's wonderfully shot, very creatively produced. Undoubtedly very funny show, and as you describe it, ambitious. It was made pretty much entirely by me, or everything, all the voices, everything. However, edgy comedy has not been on brand for us for some time, and they kindly declined. But they said, why not get in contact with BBC Three? I can see it performing a similar role to the likes of Family Guy. So, after hitting every other broadcaster in the country, I phoned up the BBC, which I love, by the way. I love the Paxman, I love them all. Attenborough, I love you. Okay, and this was pretty much the phone call. I phoned up the acquisitions. "Hello, acquisitions. Don Baroni, do you want to see my screener? Are you from the UK? Yep, British independent, from North Manchester, do you want to have a look at my show? No, we don't buy programmes from the UK. We only do commissions. You have to phone up commissions," which I was like, bit bemused, and I went, hit up commissions. Now, what did they say back to me? They said, the hard work you've put in, it clearly shows. It's certainly very slick. The caricatures have real sense of themselves and resonate within the piece in general. Unfortunately, we won't be looking to develop your show any further. Now, to me, I didn't want to open a file again. I didn't, the development was done. It was in the can. Apart from being on the tapes, it's done. So to me, the show, it actually failed, because I set to sell the show and have it broadcast on TV, which it didn't do. Now, to summarise, I'd say you've got to work hard, you've got to, work smart, you've got to be multifaceted. You can't just stick to one thing because the world will pass you by. I get a lot of work from Asia, which I hadn't thought I would in a million years. Who here is a broadcast journalist or is studying broadcast journalism? Two? Yeah, okay. Right, how on earth does this relate to broadcast journalism? Well, for me, I believe that the current broadcast model is broken. These guys want 70% production cuts, which, that's huge budget cuts. That's why they show Top Gear twice a week now. These guys, they want you to deliver a show on a videotape. They don't do digital delivery. Now, these glorified VCRs, they cost you £90,000 for an HD super VCR. It's just, they need to move with the times, and digital delivery would be part of that, I think. They told me they wanted emotional comedies. Now, I don't know what an emotional, if an anti-war animation isn't emotional comedy, I don't know what is. But basically it's things like Big Top, Miranda, shows like that. Shows that, I love Miranda, don't get me wrong if you're listening, They want low-cost, not too edgy shows, which, if you want to hit the newspapers, you want, edgy things do hit the newspapers. And, look at Jedward, they hit the news, like it or not, they do. And I'd say, I'd say YouTube now, I think, is changing the landscape of broadcasting. All the big channels are on there. I'm not just saying that because I'm a partner, but, it does sort of, it is, if like it or not, it is. I didn't want to put my show on YouTube. At the time when I got back these letters, I'd rather put it in the bin. But, I'm on YouTube now, watch the show on YouTube. Britain, it's not just broadcast, I'd say Britain as a whole is broken at the moment. Many talented artists in the CGI industry are moving abroad. Other countries, they give 25 to 50% tax credits if you start an animation abroad, like British Columbia. In Singapore, they'll give you $500,000 Sing dollars to open up an animation company, which is a lot of money, and that attracts people like me. Not that I'm still here. As I say, the traditional broadcast is is broken. You know, shows now have got to be subsidised through merchandising, through telephone calls, through all sorts of things. You know, I think the future is like viral marketing on YouTube, because people, you know, in front of their computers, they've not really got the attention span to sit there for a full 22.5-minute episode, because, you know, they're used to work, and it's like, well, I refer to it as digital crack. You go on for a little quick hit, and that's it. You know, you're out of there. But I think that'll change. You know, there's TVs coming out with YouTube on and all these sorts of things. And to summarise, I'd say if you believe in something, you know, go and do it. Work. The world is not easy. It's, you know, it's hard out there. You know, keep on at it. Good luck with your degrees, everyone. You know, I wish you all the best. But most of all, hit my channel on YouTube, hit all the adverts, subscribe, rate it, don't hate it, and I didn't kill Michael Jackson.
How many have watched?
I've had over 300,000 people watch my show. Not the whole, every episode, but, you know, I've had 300,000 hits.
So why do you need BBC Three or Sky?
Well,
BBC Three doesn't get 300,000.
You know, I conceive it to be art, my show. You might not. You might, because it was just made by me, uncommissioned, like a crazy man on his computer. But I'd have liked it to get a big audience. You know, as I say, on YouTube, it's, you know, the biggest thing on YouTube is a dancing cat. You know, that is the real world. You know, and that's
how many has that got? How many has that got, Pete?
You know, millions.
Millions?
Millions.
Charlie Bit My Fingers got about 140 million.
Yeah.
Really?
And you know, my biggest episode, I broke it down into segments to make it slightly more YouTube friendly. You know, it's not the pace of online content, which is joke, joke, joke. It's more lethargic.
Let me ask you a basic question. Why did you do it in the first place? You had to learn the program, so you...
Initially, I made a head. I made George Bush's head, because I thought he was quite funny. Well, to caricaturise anyway. And it just rolled from there. I started making more heads. I wanted the people to talk to one another, so I looked into the technologies, how to do that. You know, I taught myself everything.
But you didn't do animation.
No, as I said, I did.
You drew brooms and things.
Industrial product design. Yeah, we did like boat hulls, car interiors.
So you're self-taught animator.
Shoes. Yeah.
Self-taught dramatist.
Yep. No, I did all the voices.
The music. Where did that come from?
I composed it, and a friend of mine who works at Tesco, John Saville, if you're listening, thank you very much. The big phones were made by a friend of mine, Warren Mackenzie, who I'd like to think I mentor in animation.
Right.
It was a very low. Well, I say that, you know, it cost me a lot of money to make, and I've made, you know, my electricity bill was £5,000, which is a big bill. When I went off YouTube, I've made £300 back. So hit those adverts. That's what we need from you people.
But there's a sense of achievement, is there, having done it?
No, there is. I mean, I'm approached now from loads of opportunities opening up for me. Like after doing the show, I've got work from Sony, Hewlett-Packard.
Doing animations?
Doing animations, yeah.
Paid for animation?
Yeah. No, I don't work for free anymore, you know. That's the world, you know. I mean, I've got expensive computers and they've got to be paid for.
So these are your shop windows, these are your ads?
Yeah, it's the biggest show reel there is. You know, without blowing my own trumpet, it is the biggest body of animation from any one man ever in the world.
What's the URL so people can find it?
Well, it's on YouTube, full episodes out now. Just put in Baroni, Burroni. Have a look at donbaroni.com. You know, there's more of a pitch website, but it'll be evolving.